Hello, friends. Welcome into the Cowboys Report presented by BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. Head to chatsports.com/bet today to get started. We'll start things off with the latest Cowboys rumors. First up, Cedrick Wilson, the rookie out of Boise State. Well, he is indeed done for the year. 4 stars on this one. So much for the report from the Cowboys camp that they thought the injury was minor. He is going on IR. He has a shoulder injury. He needs surgery. He's going to miss the entire season. Ricky June, don't worry too much about him because he's not going to make the roster in the end. He has replaced him on the roster as the latest signing. The bright side is that, yes, it sucks that Wilson gets hurt. The Cowboys could have hoped that he was going to be a potentially player that makes the roster and helps the team out. But on the bright side, it does kind of allow Wilson to be more or less an IR stash. He was competing with Deontay Thompson, Noah Brown, Lance Lenoir even to make the roster. There might not have been space for Cedrick Wilson, so the injury is unfortunate, but it does allow the Cowboys to keep him on the team and kind of have him on IR as they more or less stash him for the season. But his season is indeed over. For those of you watching for the first time, here is our rumor meter. 0 stars, the number of fights that Odell Beckham won against the net. 1 star is a small shred of truth. 2 stars means people are talking firmly in that rumor category. And 3 stars means it's pretty likely, not quite set in stone, but that's the way everyone's leaning. And 4 stars means that Zeke's eaten, and it's a fact. Next up, again, on the injury front, Kavon Frazier. When will he return to the Cowboys? Well, 3 stars on this one. It should happen, and it should happen soon, but it's not quite set in stone. Now, Frazier and his camp are very confident he will return, but he will meet with a specialist on Thursday to go over some more information on the blood clotting issue that Frazier currently has. Namely, the blood isn't clotting properly, and if that's the case and he gets cut on the field, there could be some serious problems there. Frazier does expect to return to the team soon, but as of right now, there is no timetable for his return. All right, Cowboys fans, I got BetDSI to hook me up with an exclusive offer with football season nearly here, and here's how you can win a special Cowboys barware set courtesy of BetDSI. Here's what I need you guys to do in order to win this barware set. First up, go to chatsports.com/bet and sign up using promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. After you do that, send me your screenshot on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney, or if you're watching here on Facebook, DM the Cowboys Facebook page, and then we will pick one lucky winner of those of you who signed up, and we'll send you guys this Cowboys barware set. And then after that, go on to BetDSI, chatsports.com/bet, and win some money. So Frazier's injury news might not be a good one, but the Randy Gregory news, well, this one is a little bit more positive here. He is off the NFI list. 4 stars on this one. Now, he's not going to fully practice in the way that everyone wants him to as of this point, but the good news is for Gregory, he's passed his physical. Not that that was really in doubt at all because he looked in great shape at camp, but he's been removed from the NFI list. He participated in the Cowboys walkthrough today. The Cowboys, though, will continue to play it safe with Randy Gregory. Look, the reality is he's been away from football for a really long time. They want to take things slow. The hope is they can get him on the field for week 1 of the preseason. We'll see if that actually happens, but call this more or less the Randy wrap up. It's going to get him going and get him ready to go for the preseason and then for the regular season after that. We'll get to some more Cowboys rumors here as well, and well, there's always stuff about Earl Thomas, but first I want to know from you guys, how many sacks will Randy Gregory have this year? Again, I will keep the expectations low. Over-under is a generous 4.5. If he gets to 3 or 4, I'll be very happy. If he gets above that, I will be ecstatic, but let's pump the brakes just a little bit on the Randy Gregory hype. All right, next up on our rumors roundup here, Earl Thomas, will he be traded to the Dallas Cowboys? 2 stars on this one. A couple of different reports here. First up from Mike Fisher, who says there is a 51% chance the trade will happen. I think that number very intentional there. More likely than not is the other way to go and phrase that one. But 2 ESPN beat writers, the Cowboys' Todd Archer and the Seahawks' Brady Henderson, both think that Thomas will end up in Dallas. Now, ET is still not at the Seahawks training camp, and the report is he's not really going to show up until the Seahawks give him a new contract, which as of right now, well, that hasn't happened yet. Now, in terms of what a trade could look like, I still think the most likely trade, if one does go down, is a second-round pick. So let me know, folks, should the Cowboys trade for Earl Thomas? Give me an A for a yes and a B for a no. I am all for it. I know Seattle would love to get a first-round pick. They're not going to. Dallas will not send that trade, or will not agree to that trade. But I think more so now than ever since, maybe till round 2 of the NFL draft, a trade seems a little bit more likely than usual. Speaking of Earl Thomas, will he come to Dallas by 2019? And I have intentionally picked that year because I think it's 3 stars more likely than not that Earl Thomas will be on the Cowboys by the start of next season. So a calendar year, Earl Thomas will be a Cowboy is my official prediction here. The trade chances do seem more likely than I've thought they've had for quite some time. And if Thomas does hit the open market, I think he goes to Dallas, and I feel pretty confident about that. Or a trade happens before that. Again, I think it's about a second-round pick that the Cowboys would trade to the Seattle Seahawks for Earl Thomas. Now, they can make it a conditional third or throw in a player or something to lessen the asking price. But in the end, I think a second-round pick makes sense. And as for free agency, I will remind everyone again, Earl Thomas's number 1 priority is to get paid. He isn't overly concerned if it's the Seahawks, the Cowboys, Texans, or whomever, but if the money is the same and he hits the open market, I think he will want to go to the Cowboys. And as for that report about the Cowboys, or about Earl Thomas selling his house, that has not happened yet. So nothing to report on that one. It's still not on the market. But again, folks, let me know if you think the Cowboys should trade for Earl Thomas. Give me an A for a yes, a B for a no. I am all for it as long as you do not give up a first-round selection. So that's the update there on the Cowboys Earl Thomas front. Here is some training camp notes. Namely, is the defense outplaying the offense? Well, 3 stars on this one as well. We're not going to panic about it yet, okay? But the reality is, based on camp so far, the defense has had the upper hand against the offense. And some good news at least for the defensive side of things. The secondary and the pass rush have looked sharp. We'll talk more about Byron Jones, but he looks very, very good as well. As for the offense, it kind of makes sense that they're going to need more time to learn and grow together. There are a lot of new pieces on offense at receiver and tight end. It's going to take time. The expectation was that the offense would start things a little bit slow, and then they'll get going a little bit after that. But as of right now, yes, the defense is outplaying the offense. Next up, will Jerry Jones stop talking about the National Anthem? Well, I'll give this one the 3 stars and not quite the full 4 because it is Jerry Jones that we're talking about after all. But the NFL asked the owners, guys, please don't talk about the anthem policy, and more or less give them a gag order. And the first thing Jerry Jones does when he gets out in the public, he starts talking about the National Anthem, which is just classic Jerry Jones as well. Jones said Cowboys players had to stand. The good news is Jones has kind of silenced himself there and kind of obeyed the NFL's orders of, hey, don't talk about this while we go through the potential changes to our anthem policy. Number 8, do the Cowboys need more catches from Ezekiel Elliott? I'm giving this one a 4 stars. I think they absolutely do. You lose Jason Witten, you lose Dez Bryant, and the reality is the Cowboys want Zeke on the field at almost all times, so get him the dang ball. Now, Scott Linehan has been able to get Joique Bell, Reggie Bush with Detroit, and also DeMarco Murray, 50-plus catches. He should be able to do the same with Ezekiel Elliott. And by the way, Zeke this year will be the first, second, and third option for the offense this year in the Dallas Cowboys. He is going to get absolutely fed. It's going to be a consistent thing for Zeke. He is going to get all the touches for the Cowboys. He needs to be more involved in the passing game as well, and I think he's going to have a chance to lead the NFL in rushing, but more passing game work will be the case for Ezekiel Elliott this season. We've partnered with the number 1 sportsbook, BetDSI, and demanded that you get the best offer out there, a 120% deposit bonus. Head to chatsports.com/bet, sign up and deposit using promo code Cowboys120, and they will give you a 120% deposit bonus. You put down $100, you're going to end up with $220. You do up to $500 on that deposit, and they'll match that 120% deposit bonus. That's chatsports.com/bet. Cowboys120 is your promo code to get some real cash. All right, last rumor of the day for you guys. Cole Beasley, will he be the team's number 1 wide receiver? I'll give it 2 stars. I guess it depends on how you want to define number 1 receiver. Do you mean most catches and most targets? If so, yeah, I kind of think so. If it's yards or touchdowns or overall fear that the defense has, I'm not feeling quite as confident there. So Beasley has looked sharp during training camp. Not a huge surprise there. He has the most chemistry with Dak Prescott. I mean, look at the other guys here. Hearns and Gallup and Thompson and Austin. Those guys haven't played with Dak before. And then Terrence Williams, of course, as we know, has had his own issues off the field this year with the broken foot and the arrest for public intoxication. But a very interesting move there so far for Cole. I think he'll lead the team in receptions, but I don't think he'll be the Cowboys' #1 receiver when it comes down to yards or touchdowns. But let me know in the comments section who you guys think will be the Cowboys' #1 wide receiver this year. And folks, those were today's Cowboys Rumors.